The following is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
It's time for the Robyn Fralick Show.
A pass across the floor, intercepted by Tate. She's on the deck. She got rid of it somehow from the floor to Joyner. She gives it up to Kimball in transition. She'll drive up under the scoop. It falls and one. Everything is green and white tonight here at the Breslin Center. Unbelievable.
The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. The Robyn Fralick Show is also brought to you by One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors, realtors that get results. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. And by Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. Now, with head coach Robyn Fralick, here's the voice of Michigan State women's basketball, Dalton Shetler.
Hello all and welcome to the Coach Robyn Fralick Show presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We're live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing. If you want to join our audience for any of the MSU Coaches shows, make your reservation by emailing coachesshows@onenorthdining.com. Coming into a standing ovation because we have two great Spartans that are going to be joining us here on the radio show a little bit later on. Julia Ayrault and Ines Sotelo. Give them another nice warm welcome once more, huh? Glad to have these two with us. It's going to be a lot of fun talking about Senior Day. And, of course, we're going to be talking about it with the star of the show, head coach for Michigan State women's basketball, Robyn Fralick. Robyn, how are we?
You are the star of the show.
Your name's
and the
on,
girls
Robyn.
are the star of the day.
It's going to be a lot of fun to catch up with them. But we'll talk a little bit about what happened on Saturday with the win over Minnesota. But let's start with the emotions of it because you get to celebrate, you get to honor four Spartan seniors, and they get to finish their careers at the Breslin Center with a victory. But it's good vibes for the team. You pick up a big win to complete the regular season and head into postseason play.
Well, the game had a lot behind it. The game against Minnesota had a lot on the line for us with Big Ten tournament seeding, finishing, NCAA tournament seeding. We understood that. And then, a bigger emotional component with senior night and our four seniors last game at the Breslin. So we understood there's a complexity to that. There was a importance behind it. And I actually shared with the team, normally we talk about the seniors the day before, the practice before, and there's four of them. And I was like, if we do that, we will be here for 7 hours. So, and we really had a one-day prep coming back. That was a really busy week for us. So the seniors know we're actually really excited to talk about them this week.
Yep.
We kind of made a big deal about that. We didn't, I see so many senior nights where the emotional piece of it overtakes the importance of the game. And we wanted to do a good job by honoring them with the way we played and the way we competed. And then we're really excited to probably shed a few tears and get to share some good stories this week.
and you even notice after the game, a 73-58 win over Minnesota, you could see some of those tears. You could feel the emotions. It was a really heartwarming but emotional post-game ceremony.
I love the way we do it. You really get a chance after the game to really sink into it and embrace it. And we're so thankful. We had so many fans stick around to celebrate our seniors and parents in town. And, really just we get it. After the game, you can really, really embrace that.
And we have so much to get into, so we'll get to a break in a moment. But you mentioned the fans. How about the crowd on Saturday?
I mean, y'all really learning how to cheer. I like it. Booing at the officials. Julia's getting them pumped up. We hit a big three. It was fun, actually, before the game. The Minnesota coach even said to me, wow, your fan base is really good. And I said, it is, and they're going to be not yelling for you tonight.
And no doubt,
I didn't really say that, but I thought that.
And no doubt about it, that fourth quarter on the 13-0 run, which we'll be talking about, it was a legitimate home court advantage. You could feel the crowd take over that game.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
And I want to thank everybody for coming out all season for the radio show, and I want to thank you all for being there all season, too, to support our team. I hope you guys know how much you mean to us. So thank you.
That's pretty special. Absolutely. We're going to be having some fun for the next hour. This is the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group here on the Spartan Media Network.
On the court, the MSU women's basketball team shows us the power of teamwork and dedication. Off the court, Diversified Insurance Group brings that same commitment to protecting what matters most. As an official partner of Michigan State University Athletics, we're proud to stand with the Spartans. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today and let's win together on and off the court. Go green, go white, go MSU women's basketball.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1. You love saving money and earning cash back. 2. You have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3. When it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Coach Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether your move is across town or across the nation, the MUN team can help. Whether you're in the market to buy, sell, or both, check out the MUN team online at munteam.com. Jan and John Munn, serving buyers and sellers since 1985. They're realtors who get results. All right, Robyn Fralick, let's break down this 73-58 win to make Michigan State 11-7 in the Big Ten to finish the regular season, 21-8 on the campaign. There's a lot of things that were pretty noticeable in this game, but the one that my attention kept going back to was Sophie Hart, the 6'5" center for Minnesota. She's really been the centerpiece of the Gophers, especially of late. In the last 5 games leading into that, she was averaging 15 points a game. They dump in, they kind of fan out and play off of her. In this game against Michigan State, she shot the ball 1 time and she had 1 point. Your defense was able to shut that down.
Yeah, a lot of credit to our post. We really challenged them. We came off the Ohio State game and felt like our post defense wasn't nearly good enough, and they really went at us. And we knew coming into this game, they're going to go at us. Sophie Hart's she's big. She's a tough matchup, and I thought we did a good job of just being really clear about how we were going to guard her, and our post did a really good job of executing. I mean, I watched the film, and Grace was on her a lot, Julia was on her, and we just didn't let her get comfortable. We didn't let her get contact. I thought, we really challenged our post. Hey, we use our speed, and they really couldn't play through her, which helped us that we were able to take that away, especially that presence in the paint. And
not only do you have the great interior defense, but how about the rebounding? 39-33, you out-rebound the Gophers, and what I know has been a huge point of emphasis.
Well, same thing. I think we really challenged our team, especially coming off the Ohio State game. The game's really hard if you don't rebound. And coming in Minnesota, that's one of the things they do really well. We showed some clear film of how they rebound. They're physical. And it was one of our best, I thought, intentional box out, physically boxing out and keeping them off the glass.
In that fourth quarter, Michigan State was trailing 52-48. And they went on a 13-0 run to take the lead, finished the game on a 25-6 run, if you want to extend it. That period of time, what went so right? What did that feel like? Take us through that run.
Well, our pressure started to bother them finally. And that's kind of what we see is that it sometimes just takes its time. Minnesota, I thought they were second in the country in least turnovers per game. They don't turn it over. They average 10 or less a game. But over time, I thought that fourth quarter we finally wore them out, sped them up, had them taking faster shots, and then when they were doing that, we were able to get out in transition. We got a lot of points in transition during that time off of defensive rebounds, steals, got to the free throw line, and our pace of game finally had a breakthrough.
You mentioned they only average about 10 or 11 turnovers. Your defense made them cough it up 17 times in this game. And that run we talked about, that 13-0 run, why don't we, for our final show of the Robyn Fralick of the season, let's go ahead and relive the 13-0 run one last time with Colin Eccles and our broadcast call of the week.
The broadcast call of the week comes from the Spartans' Senior Day 73-58 victory over Minnesota to cap the regular season.
I do have your mics off if you want to talk to each other or anything.
The Green and White strung together a 13-point run to sprint past the Golden Gophers for good. Here's the voice of MSU women's basketball, Dalton Shetler, with the call.
Halleck crashes the glass with a ferocious rebound, and she'll bring it across. Driving inside. Flips out Ayrault, left wing three. Bring it up! Julia Ayrault put the Spartans back within one. Her second long ball of the day. She's got 10 points. And the green and white starting to feel it here in East Lansing. Battle, looks to trigger it in. Sotelo defending the inbound. It's bounced, it's stolen. Theron Halleck takes it away. They got a 3-on-1. Halleck in transition, takes it herself, and one! The bump, the basket. Theron Halleck delivers her first points of the afternoon at the most critical juncture on Senior Day. Climbing the ladder for the rebound is Simmons. Here come the Spartans. Deep outlet down the floor to Hampton. Her left hand lay in, good! Spartans on an 8-0 run. Lead by 4 with 6 minutes to go. Swings around the Sotelo. Back to Hampton. They find their steady point guard, and she'll slow things down. Spartans by 5 with 4:50 to go. Hampton down the lane, the layup, good! It's an 11-0 green and white run. Nyla Hampton has 10 points on Senior Day. Come flying in for the rebound is Theron Halleck. She'll soar down the floor, immediately gets to the rack, cannot finish, but Van Slooten the rebound. Her putback, good! And the foul! Bump, basket, it's all right for the green and white on Senior Day. Mark it, a 13-0 run here in the fourth quarter. Oh my, it is electric in East Lansing.
And big thank you again to Colin Eccles, who's put those together for us all season, done a wonderful job all year. But that's it. It was a lot of fun.
That sounded really fun.
Well, let's talk about a couple of those individuals, too. Grace Van Slooten in this one. We mentioned the and one she has to cap off that 13-0 run, but 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists for the post player Van Slooten. She really had it going that day.
Yeah, she did, and her fourth quarter was really good. Watching the film, I think what stood out the most is her motor was excellent. I just see she was relentless on the glass. She got us a lot of extra possessions, really physical guarding inside. And when you play with great effort over the course of the game, good things happen. And I thought especially in that fourth quarter, she got us a lot of extra possessions and got us some points in the paint.
Tied for second in scoring on your team in that win was the two guests that are here, Ines Sotelo and Julia Ayrault. Ines had 8 points in the first quarter alone.
Uno, dos, tres.
She was knocking them in. That
Came in firing.
That was a lot of fun, though. I mean, they played really well out the gate.
It was. It was a little bit of a choppy start. I thought when Ines came in, we really had she brought us a huge spark. She got us going, created, pass, cut, does a good job defensively. So it was, they were both very important.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about their performances as well when we come back from the break. You can raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. We're live with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick. Our show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to the Robyn Fralick Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view.
Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No, first base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
3, 2, 1.
We are back live on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Spartans dream big, and MSU Federal Credit Union is here to support you every step of the way. Whether your goal is to pay off your student loan, build your dream home, or save for retirement, MSU FCU has you covered. MSU Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. All right, folks, I need your help in welcoming in two Spartans that are joining us on stage now. The graduate student from Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan, number 40, Julia Ayrault, and the freshman from Spain, Ines Sotelo. Give a nice warm welcome to them. Thank you both so much for coming on and joining us.
Thanks for having us.
And, of course, Julia making a repeat performance. She was out here earlier this season after she won the MVP of the Acrisure Invitational. We had her on after she scored her 1,000th career point. We had some fun with her. Ines, we're getting to know for the first time here today. We're certainly excited to have her with us. We're not going to pepper her with 1 Mo Minute. So the 1 Mo Minute season has come to a close, and your winner is Theron Halleck with 28 from a week ago. But we're still going to get a chance to know Ines Sotelo, so it's going to be a lot of fun here today. Well, Robyn, let's start with you.
Yeah.
These two players, I mean, they have a great connection, of course, but these two, what have they meant to your team and your program this year?
That's a big question. I love it. I mean, so much. I think that we've all had the privilege and opportunity to get to watch what they mean to our program. You know, Julia in their 6th year. Everyone knows Julia's story. It's been so fun to watch her really blossom and thrive and really have a breakthrough over these last 2 seasons. And then bringing in Ines as a freshman, and you know, we share a lot about. We're so proud of how brave she is, really, to come across the world, and English is her second language, and she figures everything out. She's done great in school. Like, she's just someone that's really low maintenance and high performance, and as her English has dramatically improved too.
Thank you.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes I even hear now a few rumblings under her breath, which means I know she really understands it. But they both meant so much, and you know, being able to play and impact the game as a freshman is not common in the Big Ten. There's not a lot of kids doing it, players doing it, and so very grateful. Both of them are Spartans.
Yeah, well, let's keep with the theme a little bit. We'll start with Ines. Ines, moving to America, what made you do this, and what's the move been like for you?
I mean, it's good here because I have a lot of people taking care about me, all the coaches, all my teammates. So before I came here, I thought it would be more hard than it is right now. Like in the beginning it was hard, but now I'm pretty good here, and I'm like I want to have another season here, so I'm pretty good.
Oh, that's great. I mean, that is pretty good. I was going to say, I can't tell you, I can't imagine going to Spain myself and just
Yeah.
dropping in one day and
Yep.
trying to learn Spanish and do everything
and go
else.
to school. And,
Yeah,
yep.
it really is incredible. Let's switch the focus to Julia for a moment. We actually have ready. Does anybody want to hear the final shot attempt at Breslin Center from Julia
Oh,
Ayrault,
yeah.
the captain?
Finish on a make, baby.
All right, let's go ahead and play that.
10 on the shot clock. She kicks far side to Tate with 8. Tate, the drive, cut off, finds Ayrault, right slot, 3. Bring it up! Julia Ayrault will close out her Spartan career at home with a bang from up top. And how about this as her teammates come out and hug her at the Spartan head at half court? You can't make it more poetic than that. As Julia Ayrault points to the crowd showers her in love, and Julia Ayrault will lay down and kiss the Spartan head as part of the senior day tradition. And all the feelings for one of the most resilient Spartans to ever wear the green and white.
What was that moment like for you, Julia?
I think to start off, just appreciative of everybody. You know, that moment when I kind of knew that was kind of the time to come out and kiss the Spartan head. I turned to face everybody, and literally simultaneously the entire stand stood up, and I kept running that through my head all night and just thinking about how special like each and every one of you are, and how much like, you know, just your support and love and care for us is like, you know, we appreciate it. And I hope you know that, you know, that means the world to me, and seeing all of your faces and just having that moment to kind of say thank you. I hope, you know, you guys felt that, because I couldn't be more appreciative of every face that's in here, and I hope each of you knows how much your support means to each of us. It's incredible, and I just appreciate it very, very much.
Wow, that is really special stuff. Robyn, let's go with you too. What your experience in that moment was, and also, I mean, we labeled her there as one of the most resilient Spartans of all time, and I think that's pretty accurate and pretty spot on. Just your maybe gist of the story and journey that's been Julia Ayrault's career.
Yeah, well, that moment, it felt like elation. You know, you're just so happy we could get a team win, make a last shot. You know, you don't even know if you're going to be able to sub them out, right? I mean, and so for them to all be able to come out of the game and to be celebrated, and bittersweet, you know, because it's just there's a bittersweetness around it too, especially with our, you know, we've loved playing at home. So it's been really, really special. Thanks for making it that. And, you know, Julia's story is it's one of endurance, it's one of resilience, it's one of I always share, it's the stories we should share more of. So many things we read are like things that happen fast and great and shiny, and you know, that's not really how most things go. You know, if you look at real things in life that have meaning, all of them take time, right? All of them. Great relationships, great development, truth, all of those things, trust, all of those things take real time. And Julia's story is one of time, and of sticking with it, and of believing in herself and believing in a place. And good things happen when you do that.
It most certainly does. It was really neat to celebrate the career of Julia Ayrault, at least at home, which that was her 136th game. That ties her for the most ever in a Spartan uniform in this program. The next will make her the program record holder. She's also 14th all-time in this program's history in points. She's 11th all-time in rebounds. She's 13th in made threes, and she's 3rd in blocked shots. I mean, that is quite the book to write, courtesy of Julia Ayrault. That's pretty excellent stuff.
Thanks, Tom.
Well, let's pinball back over to Ines Sotelo for a moment. Ines, we talked about what was hardest about coming to America. What do you miss the most about home? What do you miss the most about Spain?
Well, I mean, of course, my family. My mom, today is her birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. She's 52.
Happy birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños?
Yeah.
Yes. Sí. Hey.
Yeah, of course, my family. Also, my sister. She's also in America, but I can't see her. But I'm glad we are closer than last year, so that's fine. She came in my birthday. And also my brother and my dad. I miss them so much. That's the most I miss.
Well, and Ines's sister actually plays college basketball here in America, so that's why she says she's a little bit closer. But you bring up your parents, your mom, your dad. And reading more and more about you, Ines, I learned that they both competed in the Olympics. Your mom through javelin, Marta, in the 2000 Olympics. Your father, Julian? or Julian?
Julian.
Julian. He threw the javelin in 1992 Olympics. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's nice. Everybody, yeah, everybody's like, why you didn't tell that to us? And I'm like, you didn't ask? Like, nobody answered. Like, nobody make me the question, like.
Is that how they met?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Did you ever throw the javelin?
Yeah, but I was too little. Like, the javelin was bigger than me, so that didn't work.
Well, and while we're uncovering some of the hidden gems of the Sotelo family, we learned earlier this season Grace Van Sluten can juggle. I mean, she told that to everybody. Ines, you can also juggle.
Yeah.
Do you do that a lot?
No, I had to learn in quarantine with my sister.
Oh, okay.
Something, I don't know why we were making a video making that.
Well, Coach Fralick here is trying to learn, so you can maybe help teach.
Yep. Still in process.
Let's go back to Julia for a moment here, and we talked about her career. And we played that last shot of her Breslin career just a couple of moments ago. Julia, before the game, you were talking a little bit about, you remember back to the first year that you were in the green and white, your first ever shot from the free throw line. You remember being nervous and kind of shaking at the line. Can you take us back through that?
I think I told you, but I literally can remember back to feeling, well, I was at that point a little kid, and I remember stepping up to the free throw line and just trembling and thinking about hopefully I make it, and I missed the first one, made the second one, so that was a way to start. But yeah, I mean, just thinking back and, you know, all the just time and stuff, and just, yeah, I think how I feel now is very different. I think just you grow up a lot in your time here, and I had an extra amount of time to grow up, so that was good. But I think just over time, you know, you learn a lot, and you get people like Coach Fralick who just trust you a lot. It helps so much, and I think, yeah, I mean, now I think I step up to the free throw line a little differently, so that's good. But
well, what all it meant to have your whole family there, too, because I ran into your mom, Kim, and your dad, Andrew, but your twin brother, Joe, also flew back from North Carolina, where he's been there for a week, and he made it back for this day. What it meant to have that support crew there for you?
yeah, I mean, it meant the world. My brother just started his new job down in North Carolina, so I didn't think he was going to make it. And my siblings both had games, so my dad and my younger siblings, I didn't think were going to be there either. And, you know, I was like, they all have their stuff going on, but when I saw my dad come down the bleachers and my mom called me that morning and told me Joe was flying in, and it just, I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything more. I think for him to do that and take the time to be there for me, and, you know, I think for him too, just the time he spent here and stuff, just be a part of it was really cool, and just appreciate him. And, you know, I love him a lot, and I was so grateful that he was there because it just meant so much to me. And obviously my dad said he was driving a little bit fast on the way here, but
he made it.
He said he set the new record from our home to here, which keep that on the low. But yeah, I mean, just his effort to make it. You know, he's got a busy schedule, and, you know, my siblings and stuff, I love them, and I'm proud of them, and I think they're doing their thing down at Wayne. So I just appreciate, you know, their effort to be here for me. It meant the world. It really did.
Robyn, to loop you back in. I mean,
Yeah.
the Ayrault family, I tell everybody all the time, it's just a first-class group. I mean, your experience with this family in the final years of Julia Ayrault.
You know, wonderful, and so thankful for their support. And they're a basketball family. You know, I love that. Both her mom and dad played college basketball. All of her siblings have played college basketball. Her brother was on the scout team here too, so I'm counting that.
Yep.
So they just understand it, and they've gotten to grow up in a gym together, and I love that they get to share the passion of basketball together, but very thankful for their support.
Robyn, if I stay with you for a moment, but we switch back over to Ines, I've got to ask about the origin story. How did you find Ines to even get her here to Michigan State?
Well, I'll give Coach Weimer all the credit. So he does. He goes international recruiting for us, which is hard. I don't know if I've been to Spain as well, and I was like, wow, you do this a lot? This is hard. But he goes overseas a lot for us in the summer, and honestly, he found her. We didn't have a special connection. He's just like, she's going to fit perfect in the way we play. You're going to love her. And he was completely right. So she's on the Spanish national team. She plays high-level basketball. She's played high-level basketball before here. She'll play high-level basketball all summer with them as well. But all the credit to Coach Weimer. He found her and created relationships and connections, and we're very grateful Ines landed in East Lansing.
Absolutely. Certainly grateful. Ines, you take us to when you first met Coach Weimer. What was that like?
I don't know. I was so. I think I didn't talk that much. I was with my sister or my friend Ines, who speak good English. So I was like, translate.
help me out. Well, and you talked about, or Robyn had mentioned your international experience playing for the national team in Spain. What all does that mean to you? The amount of pride that and care you take with being a part of the national team in Spain.
Yeah, like that means a lot for me. Like when I was younger, I couldn't, like they didn't call me to go, so I was like pretty sad because I was frustrated, and I tell to myself that one day I would be there. And I worked hard to be there, and then now I'm like pretty comfortable playing with the national team, so I'm so happy.
That's pretty awesome, and certainly going to be paying attention to that throughout the off season. See how Ines is doing.
1, 2, 3.
Robyn's got it ready to go.
That was so great. 2 early threes got Dalton going.
Last couple of things. I wanted to mention about Ines here, Robyn, and you can help me. One of the most noticeable things when Ines is playing basketball, at least to me, is her defending the inbound pass.
Yep.
I mean, everybody just heard the chorus of agreement here in the restaurant. Yeah, no, it's somebody goes to throw the ball in, and Ines at 6'3" just fans out, jumps every which way trying to block. I've never seen anybody defend it quite as well as Ines does.
Well, she does a great job on the top of the press and on baseline out of bounds defense. And one of my favorite things during games is actually I'll hear Coach Cameron, Ines, tip the ball! Riding her, but I think she might. I mean, she on both, in our press and our baseline out of bounds defense, she gets in so many deflections, but she's 6'3".
Yep.
And moves well and knows how to trace the ball and track the ball. It's been a really good thing for us.
Well, Ines, is that something you've always been able to do? You get tips on those inbound passes?
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I wasn't that tall, so I feel like I get a lot of coordination and that things. But then I grow a lot super fast.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, yeah, I feel like I can do
Now
that.
you're tall and coordinated.
Yeah. What a combo. And before we close things out here, Robyn, I want to talk a little bit with you and Julia about just this home stretch. Julia, you've been here 6 years. I mean, we've talked about it a lot, but I mean, you've seen a lot of the great parts of success for the Spartans throughout your time. This group, this team, as you go into postseason play and venture into this final chapter, what is so great about this team that can lead to success in the postseason?
I think just kind of our team aspect of how we play. I think we've just, especially lately, done a really good job. I know Coach Fralick touches on it a lot, but it's whatever it takes. And I think, we talk about sometimes it's your night, sometimes it's not, and it's whatever the team needs, we're going to do. And I think we're in a really good space right now of just, whoever's night it is, let's do it. Let's roll with it, and, let's do whatever it takes to win a game. And I think, we're all on the same page about we're not ready to be done. And I think that's kind of our main thought process right now is how many more games can we stay together and get to enjoy each other. So I think that's kind of where we're at, and I'm just really excited to keep going and get an opportunity to keep playing.
Robyn, cosign?
Yeah, I love that. Something we love to say with our team is that sometimes me, sometimes you, but always us. And, this time of the year, just whatever it takes, total team agenda is so important because the only games that you're playing are playing really good teams. And I think our team's really rallied around that, and we've got to be able to keep doing that.
Well, throughout this segment, you heard Julia express the support and just gratitude for all of your support all year. Let's let her and Ines hear it one more time as we close out the segment. Big thank you to Julia Ayrault and Ines Sotelo. Thanks, you both. We'll be back with more from the Robyn Fralick Show in a moment, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You are on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
3, 2, 1.
Thanks for joining us for the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Our show today comes to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar, located at Abbott and Saginaw in East Lansing. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. All right, it's time for the weekly trivia question. This week's Alumni Hall Spartan Women's Basketball Trivia Ticket Giveaway winner gets $25 an Alumni Hall gift card. You'll pick up your gift card at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. Our question this week, now folks, stay with me on this one, okay? The question this week, Michigan State has 362 steals this season. That is just 13 away from tying the school record of 375 that was set by the 2004-2005 team. However, this year's squad features 4 players that have at least 50 steals on the campaign. Where the 2004-05 Spartans had 1 player carrying the load, one Spartan on that 04-05 team had 117 steals. It was a school record by herself. Who is that 2005 Spartan that swiped away 117 steals? And immediately we have an answer. Some confidence. Go ahead, give us your name, where you're from.
Mark from East Lansing, Kristen Haney.
And there it is. Nice work, Mark. Do you see that? There was no hesitation, Robyn. That was good work.
That was good.
Well, we'll get you your $25 gift card.
That's a lot of steals by one person.
That's incredible,
That's incredible.
Isn't it? But I did want to talk about that, and maybe now's a good time. Coming close on a new school record again for steals with 362, but we mentioned 4 of your players have at least 50 right now. The way you're able to do this is pretty remarkable.
It is. You know, we talk a lot about building pressure together in the way we guard and the way we press. You've got to, it's connected pressure. And then we're fortunate too. We have some kids who have a real knack for stealing the ball. Right? There's there's a real knack for scoring the ball. All right, and there's a real knack for stealing the ball too. And we've got a group that has a good feel around that. But we do it with connected pressure.
Oh, between, instincts, Nyla Hampton, Jaden Simmons, Jocelyn Tate, that's a lot of defensive instinct between that group. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today and let's win together on and off the court. We'll be back with more of the Robyn Fralick Show presented by Diversified Insurance Group right after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
3, 2, 1.
Diversified Insurance Group presents the Robyn Fralick Show. By the way, whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for your entire community. You help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. Learn more at Meijer.com. Now, this is it for the Robyn Fralick radio shows right this season, but do want to let all of you know at noon next Monday, we are going to be having a show here from One North Kitchen and Bar. It is Michigan State baseball and softball. They are going to be doing a presentation from noon to 1 out here next Monday at One North Kitchen and Bar. So come out here, support the Spartan baseball and softball teams. Baseball team ranked in the top 25 to start the season. So come out, support. Should be a lot of fun to get to know those Spartans pretty well. Robyn, I want to continue on a theme of a conversation we started there with Julie when she was up here. If we give the book of Robyn Fralick again, I'll go back to your Ashland days. You raised your eyebrows at that. You don't
That was a while ago.
well, but in her time at Ashland, she had 104 wins in just 3 losses. She won a national championship as a head coach, was runner-ups another time as well. So you've known what it's like to work through a tournament format and have success in the postseason. What is it, regardless of level, that leads to success in the postseason?
Well, I think a few things. I think, one, you have to have a team that still really wants to play. It's a long season. It's a long regular season. So there has to be an enthusiasm around playing, almost like a renewed spirit. I think that's really important as you head into that. And then, just being prepared. I think you've got to be really good at what you're really good at. All of a sudden, you're not going to suddenly be somebody new or, play a new way. I think you've got to really be good at what you're really good at. And I think your kids got to own that. Your team's got to own that, and have a competitive spirit around that.
Well, I kind of want to follow those 2 avenues. One, the just renewed sense of energy. You can see in practice. It's not necessarily work. It seems like fun. Everybody still enjoys being there.
We do. We have we get a lot of laughs and giggles, but it's fun. I mean, at this time of the year too, there's this fine balance between competing, getting better, resting, right? So we've got to be able to do all of those well. And then the preparation, right? All of these teams now will be, at least in the Big Ten tournament, it'll be a second time, maybe a third time playing a team. So there's a preparation. I think of the Minnesota game, our ability to guard Hart really mattered. I thought our preparation was good. I thought our execution of what we wanted was good. And that's going to continue to remain important in these games.
The other element you said, continue to be good at what you're good at. I think a lot of people that watch would say, and again, we just talked about the possibility of breaking the Steel School record. Defense leads the way for this group, and you're seeing it really click right now down the stretch, I think.
Yeah, that we have a unique style, and we've got to impose our will on the game with that. And in our Minnesota game, we saw the breakthrough come. I know all the fans were like, "Oh, you made me nervous." I'm like, "Oh yeah, stick her out." Like that's this time of the year. That's what these games look like. That's what they feel like. There's such a you've got to really work to get a breakthrough. So we have a unique style. I think we've got to own it. We've got to be good at it. We've got to really put an uncomfortableness on the other team.
And certainly you've seen that throughout this last couple of weeks, even against some of the high-caliber teams that you've won against. When we come back, we'll break down this Big Ten tournament a little bit. But first, a reminder that Big B Coffee is a proud supporter of Michigan State basketball. Visit your Mid-Michigan Big B Coffee location today. We're live with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick, and today's show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to The Robyn Fralick Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
At the Capital Region International Airport, we connect our community to the world with nonstop service to Washington, D.C. and Chicago on American Airlines, Detroit on Delta Airlines, and beginning October 2nd to Orlando and Fort Myers on Breeze Airways. When you fly Lansing, you're just one stop from over 500 global destinations.
And with direct flights to Cancun, Punta Cana, and Montego Bay starting in January, your escape to beautiful tropical beaches is easier than ever. The Capital Region International Airport, your gateway to the world. Visit flylansing.com for more information and to book your flight today.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Three, two, one.
We are back with more Spartan women's basketball on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. The Abood Law Firm Beyond the Arc campaign benefits the Greater Lansing Food Bank, donating $25 for each three-pointer made by the MSU women's and men's basketball teams. To date, what we currently have is Michigan State women's basketball has made 202 threes. The men have made 156. Add it together, that's 358 threes. That's good enough for $8,950 going to the Greater Lansing Food Bank. Excellent work being done there. Oh, Robyn, let's take a moment, and we'll take a break here in just a couple more minutes, but let's take a moment and take a look at this Big Ten tournament, because you and I were talking about everybody meets down there in Indianapolis, and there's a strong chance that 13 of these 15 teams might be NCAA tournament teams. I mean, it's its own March Madness that's getting together in Indianapolis this week.
Yeah, new format, right? New league this year, so 15 of the 18 teams make it. So some of the teams won't be playing in it, and the teams that are still playing are all really, really, really good. And it was pretty interesting yesterday for about 24 hours, we actually had no idea who we were playing. There were so many scenarios, so many games that were probably 50-50 games that we really didn't know how they would turn out. So we kind of sat there with everybody else just waiting to see how all the tiebreakers shook out.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, have been approached and had to explain some of the tiebreakers because it goes a couple of levels with how it all shook out. But if you didn't see what happened yesterday, Michigan State tied for 5th in the Big Ten. They get the 6th seed. They tied with Michigan and Illinois, and based on round-robin records, Illinois was 0-2 in that group. Michigan State and Michigan were both 2-1. And then it went to the next section of teams that were ranked 8th in the Big Ten. And based on that, Michigan gets the 5, we get the 6, and Illinois gets the 7. So with the 6th seed, Michigan State will play the winner between Wisconsin and Iowa. That'll be playing late on Wednesday night in Indianapolis. And it's going to be the late one, folks, so make sure you grab some coffee. We're going to be tipping off at approximately 9 o'clock at night. But Iowa, Wisconsin, it's two teams that you faced earlier this season.
Yep.
won both of those. Iowa was just a rock fight here, and Nyla Hampton really took over late, if you might remember, back in December. It was a 68-66 win, and Wisconsin was a game just a couple of weeks ago where you won that one. But those two teams, what kind of unique matchups do they create for you?
Well, interestingly, they played yesterday. So Iowa, Wisconsin played yesterday. So they will have played yesterday, and they're going to play each other again on Wednesday. I feel like we played Iowa a year ago. So that was before we went to Florida. That was if you think back, that just and they're playing their best basketball now. I think they kind of figured themselves out about midway through the league. And then Wisconsin, we recently played, so we have a pretty good feel on them. And, I think it's just that literally that they just played. That's kind of interesting. They got to play almost back to back. But both will pose their challenges. And, we got to be good at what we're good at, and we'll get ready.
And Iowa defeated Wisconsin yesterday as well, 81-66 in that matchup. But if you go back what feels like a year ago to December when you had that win over the Hawkeyes, forced 23 turnovers against Iowa. That was really the key to success, as it's been in many of these types of games for your squad.
Yeah, it was. And I think same thing. We had a fourth quarter breakthrough about midway through the fourth quarter where we went on a big run. But yeah, I've been watching that game. I'm like, oh my gosh, this was this season. And obviously, they've been, their recent games are very relevant too. But either way, we'll be prepared.
It should be a lot of fun. By the way, if you're joining us for the radio broadcast, we will be on WVFN 7:30 a.m. We're going to be taking the airwaves at 8:30 Thursday night from Indianapolis for Michigan State against the winner of Iowa and Wisconsin. Frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on Spartan Media Network radio stations across Michigan, presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Find your local independent agent at fmins.com. We'll be back with more from Coach Fralick. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
On the court, the MSU women's basketball team shows us the power of teamwork and dedication. Off the court, Diversified Insurance Group brings that same commitment to protecting what matters most. As an official partner of Michigan State University Athletics, we're proud to stand with the Spartans. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today and let's win together on and off the court. Go green, go white, go MSU women's basketball.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No, first base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Hey, have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
3, 2, 1.
Thanks for joining us and the Spartan fans here at 1 North for the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. All right, folks, this is the last time we meet for the season for the Robyn Fralick Radio Show. With that in mind, let's go ahead and give some thank yous. How about to 1 North Kitchen and Bar in their first year here? Owners Scott and Kathy Berman, managers Jason, Kim, Jenny, all the great work they've done throughout the entire season. A huge thank you to them. Your servers today, Rhiannon, Heaven, Megan, and Owen. Big thank you to them as well for taking care of you. The entire kitchen crew as well for all of their work. Big thanks to the video stream that's been broadcasting everything on social media platforms throughout the season. Tony LaBarbera remotely helping us out, and Pete Menez for all of his help all season. Give them a nice big round of applause as well. A lot of great work there. The entire coaching staff coming out each week. Maria Kazak, Marwan Miller, Joel Weimer, Dean Lockwood. And how about your in-trivia MC, Kim Cameron? She's got to get a nice extra thank you as well. There's been a lot of great work from them. Director of Basketball Operations, Mo Rosati, always makes sure everything's aligned. A huge thank you to her. Absolutely. Big applause. Big thank you to Kara Fisher, best SID you can find around. Big thank you as well to Abby Knackforce, social media manager, who does so much more, coordinates a lot of the student athletes that come out and visit. Big thank you to all the players that joined us all year, but how about for Ines Sotelo and Julia Ayrault, who came out this afternoon? A big thank you to both of those as well. And finally, also back in the studios. Throughout most of the season, it's been Tim Daniel. Today, it's Noah Kelly. A huge thank you to both of them for all their work with connecting us with the radio station here locally as well. And finally, everybody give yourselves a nice big applause, too. Whether you joined us all season here in the restaurant or you tuned in wherever you are on the radio, huge thank you to all of you for tuning in and being a part of the journey that was this season with the Robyn Fralick radio show.
And I'm going to interrupt. How about a big thank you to Dalton? The voice of the Spartans does an unbelievable job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, while we're on that spirit as well, how about a nice big thank you to Robyn Fralick as well for all of her excellent work on the Robyn Fralick Show. So, all right. Well, we don't have a ton of time left. We talked a little bit, too, about the Big Ten tournament coming up. You don't know who you play yet, but you mentioned a little bit ago when you just talked postseason play in general. Preparation. What is this event like as a coach where from day to day you don't really know who you play and you got to lace them up and be ready for everybody?
Well, I think your preparation has to be sharp. I think there's some things you have to dial into. There's a simplicity to it too. And, I shared this earlier, and then you've got to be good at what you've been good at. You've got to be really, really sharp at the things you've been doing all season long at a high level.
We talked about what this group still has in store, what they have inside them for the rest of the way in this postseason play. But this group in general, Robyn, since this is our last time, talking about them as people, because this is a really neat collection of young people.
Yeah, elite people, really fun to go through a season together with, hard workers. I think my favorite part about them is they really care about each other. That's something that really transcends through a season. There's a high level of care for each other. There's a high level of care for the program.
And I think everybody feels that, right? You all feel that from the players and from the staff as well. But that culture, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to build, but you've been able to do it, and it should be something pretty well worth noting.
Yeah, we're lucky. That's how I feel all the time. We're lucky to be around such great young people and to be supported by such an amazing fan base and to be at an amazing university. So I feel very grateful.
As most certainly we all do. A big thank you again to all of you for coming out and joining us. Thanks to everybody who's had a part of the show throughout the entire season. For Robyn Fralick, I'm Dalton Shetler. And until next year, so long, go green.
Go green.
You've been listening to The Robyn Fralick Show on the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports. The Robyn Fralick Show has been